for Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon and former WWE executive John Laurinaitis are being sued for sex trafficking and the WWE for negligence. We'll take a look at everything we know so far based on a Wall Street Journal article and
sex trafficking is crazy.
Please keep in mind that some of the details of this story are incredibly
That's crazy.
and may trigger survivors of sexual assault or harassment. Also, bear in mind that these are allegations and should not be construed as proof of anything.
This is OD.
Nevertheless, it paints Vince McMahon in a horrible light, and this could truly be the end of him. First, let's look at the summary of the allegations. This new lawsuit follows a 2020 hush money scandal where McMahon allegedly paid off several females to sign NDAs related to various affairs. This lawsuit is being filed by Janelle Grant, one of the individuals who signed an NDA agreement in 2022. Here's a summary from the 25th January edition of the Wall Street Journal. Janelle Grant, a former employee at the wrestling firm's headquarters, said in a lawsuit filed Thursday that she was abused and sexually exploited by McMahon while he was chief executive. She alleged that McMahon lured her with promises of career advancement, and then he allegedly exploited her and trafficked her to other men inside the company.
What?
The complaint filed against McMahon, Laurinaitis, and WWE contains detailed allegations.
This nigga McMahon was out here pimping. This nigga was on his pimping shit. Nigga was just pimping joints in the industry to other dudes while profiting off of it at the same time. Yo, this nigga McMahon is bugged out, bro. This nigga is crazy, bro. Yo. And you want to know what's so crazy? He looked like the type of nigga that would do some shit like this too. I'm not even surprised. He looked like the type of dude to even do some shit like that. I ain't even gonna lie. Even though I love WWE, right? And what it has done for me in my childhood, I'm not gonna sit up here and act like that I was a big fan of Vince McMahon. Like I was a huge fan of Vince McMahon. I wasn't really a huge fan of him. Even though he's like the founder of WWE and he's the reason why WWE even exists or whatever, I wasn't really a fan of him like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. He just always gave me like weirdo vibes. Like, you feel me? Like, he just wasn't all the way right. But I don't know. That's just me, man. That's just how I feel.
Allegations. The complainant alleges that McMahon and Laurinaitis engaged in coercive behavior, including physical and sexual assault, resulting in physical and emotional damage to Miss Grant. In addition, the complainant alleges that some WWE executives and employees were fully aware of the behavior directed at Miss Grant and did nothing to remedy the situation. The Wall Street Journal report states, Grant signed an NDA agreement in 2022 in which McMahon agreed to pay $3 million for her to not discuss their relationship or to disparage him. The WWE received an anonymous tip in 2022 about the relationship and started a board investigation which uncovered other payments by the CEO to women. Grant's lawsuit said that McMahon stopped making payments under the 2022 deal after an initial $1 million installment. The suit seeks to void the agreement and unspecified financial damages. While an individual is normally restricted from breaking an NDA agreement, Ms. Grant is arguing in the complaint that several aspects of the NDA voided, as well as federal, state, and common law. Other reasons given include that the NDA was obtained through coercion, that Ms. Grant was not allowed to rely on an independent attorney, and that the NDA violates the Speaks Out Act. The Speaks Out Act is a federal law which prevents the enforcement of non-disclosure agreements in instances of sexual assault and harassment. A pattern of coerced acts and other abusive behavior.
This is crazy, bro.
Instances of coerced behavior by Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis. There are many allegations.
Do y'all know what kind of damage this is going to do to the company and just the overall like look on the WWE? Like, this makes the WWE look really bad, bro. You feel me? And if shit like this is coming out, you can only imagine the other type of dark shit that they're hiding behind the closet, bro. Like, this is really wild. You understand? And I wouldn't be surprised if there was even some more crazy shit that we didn't know about going on with some of the female wrestlers that recently just joined the WWE. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some shit going on with them. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. Shit, I don't know if y'all heard, but it was a while back ago. I don't know if it was a while ago, but y'all know who Ronda Rousey is, right? Bro, I heard that bitch was doing porn. Now listen. This is what I heard. I'm not saying it's true. You feel me? I'm just the messenger here. I'm not saying it's true. You feel me? But I heard that bitch was doing porn. I heard she was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Eating dick up and all type of shit. I heard she was wilding. You feel me? She was getting slutted out and all type of shit. There was videos that exposed it. You know what I'm saying? She was out here wilding. You feel me? You'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised, bro.
But the majority of them are too graphic to go into any detail here. Here are two, as reported by the Journal article. She, Miss Graham, alleged that McMahon and another WWE executive locked her in an office in WWE's headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut on June 15th, 2021, and took turns sexually assaulting her while other staff were working. A second incident is described as follows. In the middle of another workday on June 23rd, 2021, McMahon locked Grant in his private locker room at WWE's offices and forced himself on her over a massage table, the suit said. Later that day, McMahon's personal assistant delivered $15,000 in Bloomingdale's gift cards to Grant in her office. Other allegations include McMahon coercing the complainant into taking nude photos and videos of herself. On occasion, McMahon allegedly shared images and explicit videos with WWE employees, including WWE employees, unnamed executives, and stars, and directed her to have sex with him. In addition, McMahon allegedly sent texts telling Miss Grant that other individuals in the WWE wanted to have carnal relations with her. According to the complainant, Miss Grant repeatedly expressed her unwillingness to give in to the lewd requests made by McMahon and Laurinaitis. The complaint also includes examples of various...
Look at this nigga.
Miss Grant.
Look at this nigga, bro. He just looks like a fucking Muppet. He looks like a Muppet in the face, bro. Lord have mercy, bro. Just look at his face, bro. He just looks crazy, bro.
Telling her multiple partners would take her and they would do whatever they wanted with her. These text messages are way too graphic for YouTube, but I'll leave the full case filings in the description below. Allegations of fraud and coercion. One of the key allegations in the complaint is that Miss Grant was unable to consent to the carnal acts demanded of her, which made it abuse and assault. For example, two parts of the complaint noted, McMahon and Laurinaitis were well aware that a job at WWE and advancement and protections outlined above were of significant value to the plaintiff and used that against her. As a result, McMahon and Laurinaitis were able to force, defraud, or coerce Miss Grant into continued sexual activity because of the promises of job placement, job security, and advancement with the WWE and personal protections outlined above. Based on that, Miss Grant was employed at WWE.
So this nigga blackmailed her too, basically.
When she left the company after signing an NDA.
Nah.
Now, the promises of a job placement, job security play a big part in this case.
This nigga Vince was on demon timing.
And being in such a vulnerable state and financially in compromised position, the lurid job promises and job security played a huge part in her taking on the job. But who's the wrestler mentioned in the complaint? The complaint also alleges that Vince McMahon was ready to entice a wrestler into signing a new deal with the company by having Miss Grant sleep with said wrestler. In March of 2020, McMahon began sharing sexually explicit photographs and videos of Miss Grant, including pornographic content he recorded, with other men both inside and outside the company, including with members of the television production tech team, executives, producers, and a world-famous athlete and former UFC heavyweight champion with whom WWE was actively trying to sign a new contract, and ultimately did sign that contract. The Wall Street Journal article reported on the wrestler's possible identity as people familiar with the matter identify the wrestler as Brock Lesnar, one of the WWE's biggest names. Lesnar did not immediately respond Thursday to the request for a comment, as said wrestler is not actually named in the lawsuit. But the fact that it says a former UFC heavyweight
cause I ain't even gonna lie, when they said former UFC heavyweight champion, Brock Lesnar was the first nigga that came to my mind, bro. Cause if I'm not mistaken, he's the only nigga from the WWE that was actually in the UFC and that actually became a champion in the UFC. There's no other wrestler in WWE, not that I know of, that became a champion in UFC. Because they were only in WWE. They never transferred to the UFC before. So when he said that shit, the first nigga that came to my mind was Brock Lesnar. But I was like, there's no way this nigga Brock Lesnar got himself involved in some shit like that, bro. That shit is crazy. And I hope it's not true. I hope it's not him.
And Brock Lesnar returned around SummerSlam 2021. It seems quite obvious as to who they're referring to. What makes it even worse is a report from Fightful Select, which reports that Brock Lesnar was actually scheduled to return to WWE TV and was supposedly entering the Rumble, but it was noted to Fightful on Thursday that in light of Lesnar's implied inclusion in the Vince McMahon lawsuit, that may now change. Or will this affect McMahon's status in TKO Holdings?
Damn.
One question sure to be raised is how the lawsuit will affect McMahon's status at TKO Holdings. McMahon, who is 78, is the current executive chairman of TKO Holdings and the company created following the merger of Endeavor and the WWE. But prior to the merger, McMahon maintained controlling shares in the WWE, but that is no longer the case. McMahon's 2022 hush money scandal continues to haunt him.
Bro, what the fuck? Yo, am I tripping? But like, yo, did his hair get darker? Like, nigga, you're getting older. So your hair should not be getting darker as you're getting older. The opposite should be happening. Nigga, your hair should be wild gray at this point. Why is your hair still that dark and you wild old? That don't even make sense. This nigga look younger than how he did fucking 5 years ago. Like, this nigga probably taking some shit too to make himself look younger and shit. I wouldn't be surprised.
TKO Holdings noted in a statement filed in September 2023 that it is aware that McMahon's presence on the board of directors makes him a potential liability. McMahon's membership on our board could expose us to negative publicity and or have other financial and operational impacts on our business. His membership may also result in additional scrutiny or otherwise exacerbate the other risks described herein. Any of these outcomes could directly or indirectly have adverse financial and operational impacts on our business. McMahon's future at TKO Holdings may be affected by a reported clause in his contract signed in March 2023 before the WWE merged with Endeavor. According to The Hollywood Reporter, McMahon, it should be noted, signed a new contract with the WWE on March 29th. According to a copy viewed by THR, McMahon's continued employment shall be conditioned on compliance with the company's conflict of interest and code of conduct, as well as its equal opportunity and non-harassment policy, among other terms. It's unknown whether past behavior, which at this point is only being alleged, would trigger this cause. However, it's likely McMahon would have to step down during any lawsuit. So will he face criminal charges? If there is substantial evidence to support any of these allegations against McMahon, he could face criminal charges.
Yeah, it's quiet.
If a criminal prosecutor, either at the state or federal level, depending on any potential charges, decides to charge McMahon, the criminal case would take precedent over the civil case. However, there may not be enough evidence to pursue McMahon in criminal court, again depending on any evidence regarding the allegations. The level of proof for obtaining a criminal conviction is noticeably higher for a criminal case than it is a civil case. However, McMahon maintains his innocence in this lawsuit. A spokesperson for Vince McMahon has responded to the recent lawsuit and allegations made against him. This lawsuit is replete with lies, obscene made-up instances that never occurred, and a vindictive distortion of the truth. He will vigorously defend himself. A spokesperson for TKO Holdings Group also said in a statement,
let's hope it's not true.
Does not control TKO,
let's
nor
hope.
does he oversee the day-to-day operations at WWE. While this matter predates our TKO executive.
And the reason why I say that is because Bill Cosby, he maintained his innocence too, and it turns out that everything he did with those girls was true. You know what I'm saying? So, who gives a fuck if he's maintaining his innocence? The nigga could still be lying, bro. You feel me?
Team's tenure at the company, we take Miss Grant's horrific allegations very seriously and are addressing this matter internally. So, what are the real consequences WWE could face? There are serious allegations being made against the WWE, with the complainant alleging that WWE executives were fully aware of the coercive behavior alleging directed against Miss Grant by Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis, yet failed to take any action to stop it. The lawsuit also alleges that WWE's investigation into McMahon's conduct involving NDAs and alleged conduct was a sham. In November 2022, WWE touted the conclusion of the special committee investigation into the misconduct, yet the special committee never even bothered to interview Ms. Grant or request any documents, despite Ms. Grant stating that she would cooperate. In SEC filings, the company tried to divert attention away from McMahon's abuse of women by focusing on the technical issue of how hush money was accounted for. In the words of the company, the issue was immaterial accounting errors related to certain payments that Mr. McMahon agreed to make during the period from 2006 through to 2022. In addition, the complainant alleges that WWE's management was fully aware of McMahon's alleged misconduct. As detailed herein, WWE employees, executives, and board members were aware of McMahon's exploitives involving plaintiff. Some were told, some were shown exploitative pictures, some witnessed unusual and overtly sexual behaviors by McMahon and or Laurinaitis. and others could not help but hear what was going on through the walls of WWE's headquarters. If a case can be sustained, the WWE knew about the allegations, substantial damages might be obtained. Of course, we'll continue following this story and we'll have updates on our website. But what do you think of these allegations? Let us know in the comments down below.
Yeah, man, that shit is crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If everything they said that he did was true, well, that's WWE's ass, man. It's quiet for the WWE. It's quiet. Them niggas is liable to get shut down. It's liable to be no more wrestling events. No, none of that, bro. WrestleMania get canceled. All type of shit, bro. And the wrestlers themselves, they might fuck around and end up losing their jobs because they won't be able to work no more. You know what I'm saying? Because of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna take a L in that situation too. Even though it's not even their fault for this stuff even happening in the first place. But yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. That's so crazy, man. And I'm not saying that I automatically believe it. That's not what I'm saying, because for all we know, this woman that is accusing Vince McMahon of these heinous acts, she could be lying. She could deadass just be lying and just trying to get clout and money, you know? But when you hear a lot about these stories, most of the time, and I'm just keeping it real, most of the time, the women, they don't be lying when they come out with these accusations. Now, some of them do lie. I'm not denying that. Some of them do be lying about this type of shit. You feel me? There are some mentally ill women out there that will do shit like this just to get some money or some clout or whatever. But most of the time, they don't be lying. They be telling the truth. You feel me? So if he really did do these things, I really wouldn't be surprised. I'm gonna be honest with you. But yeah, man, that's the video. Tell me what y'all think in the comments below. Do y'all think he did these heinous things? Or are y'all kind of just like in the middle? Like y'all don't really know. Y'all not really sure. Y'all gotta wait for more information to come out. Kind of like, that's kind of like where the point, that's kind of like where the point I'm at right now. I'm just like kind of in the middle, just trying to figure out what's really gonna happen. Are like, because they still got to come out with more evidence. You feel me? They still don't have a substantial amount of evidence to even convict him yet. So, because you have to understand, at the end of the day, these are just all allegations, right? So, can't really say he did these things without any substantial proof. But yeah, man, that's the end of the video, man. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all next time, man. I'm out.